These fuckers their hand in everything.
Yeah.
They're like it's communism.
But here's the thing, bro. Do you freaking Americans? They just love cheap. You feel me? We love cheap Chinese made product. We love cheap food that gets you fat as hell. We love cheap medical and cheap this and cheap that. Everything cheap. So it's like, how is it gonna work? Because like they want to make it all here, but like it's not gonna be as cheap. Mm-hmm. And all Americans want is cheap, 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 cheap. It's like, how's that gonna work?
India.
Now they're gonna have to get used to it because I think you can make, bro. You can make an iPhone here for maybe not the same price, but I mean you could probably make it pretty close.
If we get some robotics or something instead of manual labor,
yeah,
I think so. But
you
even
could probably
then,
even do manual labor. Like let's say an iPhone costs another $150. They're already like $1,500. People are gonna buy them anyways.
The profit margins are ridiculous on these phones, so they could eat a little baby profit margin.
I'm curious. Can we do a quick fact check and ask ChatGPT what the average Foxconn worker makes?
You got it.
That would be really
look on my phone.
That would be interesting because we know in America we have a minimum wage.
Yeah.
In China, I don't believe there's a minimum wage.
Hey, but there's a minimum wage, but like in some of the states that we have. The minimum wage damn near seems like it's a third world country, bro.
It's
like
for tipped workers, yes. I haven't heard of anything that's not a tipped
hourly,
worker.
Dude, like hourly, regular like restaurant jobs and like people in some states like Tennessee and South Carolina and those like weird, Montana and whatever.
Yeah,
they're still working for like $8-9 an hour.
I've heard as low as like $2.50.
Okay, well that's even lower
with tips though.
It says right here. All right, here you go. Entry level production roles, $16 and $18 per hour.
Like American dollars?
Yeah, Foxconn. You said right?
Yeah.
And then mid level roles, production supervisors, manufacturing engineers have annual salaries between $80,000 to $124,000.
Okay.
And then senior specialized roles, $98,000 to $187,000 annually.
I gotta call Cap, bro. Why are these fools throwing themselves off of buildings? I thought they were getting paid like 15 cents an hour, like damn prisoners.
It's important to note that Foxconn operates globally and compensation varies by country. In India, for an instance, assembly line workers at Foxconn factory can earn 99 cents and $1.22 per hour, which is more than double the local minimum wage for electronic workers. Hey, but it says that's double of their local. So that's why. Okay, these guys are saying including with the average with the whole world type shit. Yeah, but no, 99 cents and $1.22.
So I almost feel like India probably pays more than China, bro. Like, I just don't see somebody throwing themselves off a building if they're making $20 an hour. That's a decent living.
I don't even know if it makes...
I mean, it could be.
I don't think it would make a difference, bro, because even if they make $20 an hour, if they live in a shack and they don't get no time off and they have nothing to live for.
I mean, there's people that work for, like, huge corporations that kill themselves all the time.
That's true, but I'm telling you, it was like an epidemic. It was so bad that they were installing nets.
Was that during COVID?
It's been throughout the years. I don't know when it was like hot.
So here's the thing. We talked about what we thought it might cost if we were to have an iPhone in America, right?
Okay.
So you said something about some crazy number, like somebody said on TikTok it was going to cost $80,000 if you made an iPhone in America.
Okay.
Clearly that wasn't it, right?
I was wrong.
So I asked ChatGPT because ChatGPT clearly knows more than us, I would think.
Nah.
So the estimated price impact, it says current iPhone retails for, which is the iPhone 15 Pro, for $1,000, $9,999. Estimated U.S. made version of it would be $1,300 to $2,000.
That's not that bad.
Cost factors, it says labor. It says Chinese factory workers make between $3 to $5 per hour. U.S. factory workers make $20 to $40 an hour. Labor costs alone could raise the manufacturing cost by $30 to $100 per phone.
30 to 100% or dollars?
Dollars.
Okay.
Hey, okay. See, that's not that bad. Plus, you could get robots to do all your shit. Click up with Elon. Get some robots in.
Mm-hmm.
You talk to Donnie, like, hey, Donnie, we're bringing all of our manufacturing to the U.S. Well, can we get a tax cut on everything?
Incentives.
Oh, yeah.
No taxes on U.S. made. Bam, that's automatically makes
just
it cheaper.
Make freaking lower the freaking corporate taxes, bro, and it's over.
That's what I'm saying.
Bro, there's a factory. I don't know if it's China or Taiwan. I think it's a Huawei factory that's completely dark, and it's ran by robots. And these make like 100 phones a minute or 1,000 phones a minute.
Damn, I was about to say, why is it dark? But like robots
don't
need the
they don't need
light.
the light. They're saving on the energy bill.
Watch, they're actually building themselves like a robot suit, like Iron Man shit in the back.
Some Skynet.
No, what? Apparently,
the robots start dying.
There was actually a thing here. I didn't bring it up, but I can bring it up since we're on that topic. Give me a second. But there's an article I was looking at, and Elon Musk got interviewed, and they were saying that I'm gonna have to play it for you guys, but they were basically saying that it would be rare to see people in the future driving. Or he talked about robots and whatever. But here's the thing. They're asking him about the first 100 days in office.
What do you think? And what
do you think?
Oh, you want to put it on the screen?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
What are you going to focus on in the coming years that you think could really revolutionize humanity?
You got to zoom in.
Well, Tesla in a few months will release unsupervised full self-driving. So the cars that people are driving right now, the cars that you can buy from the factory, will be driving around by themselves with no people in them.
Wow.
That we would call unsupervised full self-driving. So there's literally no one in the car on public roads. We'll start that in Austin in a few months, in June, and then we'll rapidly expand that to the rest of the country. In fact, anyone who has Tesla now, if they try self-driving, it should work very well. It should be rare that you need any intervention. So, in fact, in the future, I think it'll be unusual to see a manually driven car. Wow. It'll be like seeing a horse.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's still horses. In fact, technically, there are more horses now than there were at any time in the past.
But we don't use them for the same means.
But if somebody came to work on a horse and they didn't live on a farm, you'd be like, that's an odd thing to do.
So in the future, it will be strange to see someone actually driving themselves in a car.
Yes. Tesla's also creating a humanoid robot, Optimus, which I think everyone is going to want. Because it'll be like, who wouldn't want their own personal R2-D2 C-3PO robot buddy? That will help you do anything you want to do. I think that's going to be a massive product. SpaceX is doing rocket launching and Starlink internet, and hopefully we'll build the technology to make life multiplanetary, to build a self-sustaining city on Mars.
My robot's gonna kick your robot's ass.
What do you think? And what?
Damn.
What do you guys think about the robots?
Oh, man, it's one of those where it's dangerous, scary. We might end civilization, but it's also so intriguing that it's like, is it worth it?
Bro, what are the robots gonna do without us? There's no purpose on life.
What do you mean?
We should make it to where we have to charge them ourselves, and they can't charge themselves.